Hi guys, today we're going to be looking at the Unit 6 Day 10 worksheet, and we're going to look at the front on number 2. So the directions say to write a system of equations to represent the situation described, and do not solve. So number 2 tells us, some friends went to a local movie theater and bought 4 buckets of large popcorn and 6 boxes of candy. The total for the snacks was $46.50. The last time you were at the theater, you bought a large popcorn and a box of candy, and the total was $9.75. So this one, we just need to write the system of equations. So first, we're going to want to define our variables. So this problem is talking about popcorn, and it's talking about candy. So we know that we have the total for each combination of the two, both times we went to the theater. But it looks like we don't know how much the popcorn and how much the candy costs. So that's what we want to find out. So we're going to let x equal, we can pick x, y, whatever, whatever you want. I'm just going to pick x and y. So we're going to let x equal the price of popcorn. And we're going to let y equal the price of the candy. So now that we defined our variables, we can write our system of equations. So we know that the one time we went to the movie, we bought 4 buckets of popcorn and 6 boxes of candy, and the total was $46.50. So we can just make that one of our equations. So we bought 4 buckets of large popcorn, so we have 4, and popcorn is x. And we bought 6 boxes of candy, so plus 6y, because y is our candy, equals the total that we spent, which was $46.50. So that is one of our linear equations. Now we have to write the second. So we know the last time we went to the movies, we bought a large popcorn and a box of candy, and the total was $9.75. So, because it says this, we can write a second linear equation about this. So we bought a large popcorn, so 1x, because x is popcorn, plus a box of candy, 1y, equals that total, $9.75. So now we have our 2 equations, and we have our linear system written for number 2. Moving on to the back, looking down at number 9, it says you own a business that advertises in a local newspaper and over the radio. A newspaper ad costs $600. A radio ad costs $300. You have a monthly advertising budget of $24,000 and want to run 50 ads each month. Write and solve a linear system of equations to find how many newspaper ads and radio ads you should run each month. So we want to start with defining our variables. So we see that we have information about newspaper ads and radio ads, and it asks us to find how many newspaper ads and radio ads we should run each month. So we can let x equal the number of newspaper ads, and again we can use whatever variables we want. And we can let y equal the number of radio ads. So now that we defined our variables, we can write our system of equations. So one part of the word problem says that a newspaper ad costs $600, a radio ad costs $300, and we have a budget of $24,000. So since there's so much of this money being talked about, we can just write one equation all about the money. So if we know a newspaper ad costs $600, that means 600x, because x is our newspaper ads, plus 300y, because y is our radio ads and they cost $300, equals our budget of $24,000. Then we can write our second equation, and we want 50 ads each month, and if x is our number of newspaper ads and y is our number of radio ads, we just have x plus y equals 50. So now we want to solve our system. So it looks like the easiest way to solve is to just multiply through on the second equation. so that we can cancel some terms. So before I do that, I'm just going to rewrite my first equation, so when I multiply through, I can write that right underneath. And now I'm deciding to multiply the bottom equation by a negative 300, so our 300y's can cancel. So when I do that, I get negative 300x minus 300y equals 15,000 when we use our calculator to do 50 times negative 300. So it's a negative 15,000. And then we can do our elimination. So 300y minus 300y cancel, and we can add the rest. So 600x minus 300x is 300x equals 24,000 minus 15,000 is 9,000. And then to solve for x, we divide both sides by 300. We get x equals 30. And since x is the number of newspaper ads, we have 30 newspaper ads. Now we want to find the amount of radio ads, so we can plug 30 into either of our equations, but x plus y equals 50 will be a lot easier to plug 30 in for x. So we can substitute 30 in for x, and we get 30 plus y equals 50. Subtract 30 from both sides, and we get y equals 20. Since y was our number of radio ads, our answer is 20 radio ads and 30 newspaper ads.